Howdy, hickory hound dogs. I'm surprised the front windshield is clean. Got somebody right over there. I don't know what the hell they're doing right there. That's a stupid place to park. You can see the Interstate 5. That's northbound traffic you're looking at. There's a lot of traffic. Why is this car parked right there? Yeah, surprised the windows are clean. I guess because it's wintertime and the fog at night. I guess it cleans it. They're It's not really that clean. I can see the dirt on it. But give you a little context of where I'm at here. Oh, there's my PG&E bill. You gotta pay that. Give you a little context where I'm at. See all that traffic down there? Oh, excuse me. See all the traffic down there? That's a lot of traffic, huh? That's the Interstate 5. Yep, it's down there on a hill. You don't have many travel centers here in California that are up on a hill. This is unique, really, because, it's usually all flat land, we're on the 99, but this is the Interstate 5. So we're right up by the mountains. And it's been really foggy, 400 miles of fog. I just saw on Facebook that there was 400 miles of fog here in California, stretching all the way from um, where you come in on the 10 through Arizona, clear all the way up to Sacramento, and also all the way from San Diego, clear all the way up to past Sacramento, 400 miles, however far that is. So I just thought I'd talk to you about what's going on. But yeah, this is Interstate 5 and Highway 269. This little place here is called Avenel, California. The town is actually over on the other side of that mountain. But right down that road there's another town called Huron, California. And that way over there is Coalinga, California. So it's like a triangle. But yeah, a lot of people don't even know this travel center's here. I lived here for a long time, and I never knew they had this travel center here. It's basically a Pilot. Pilot Flying J is the largest travel center in the whole United States. They have thousands and thousands of them. In fact, Warren Buffett, I think he owns most of it, unless he sold it by now. But used to be some people over in Tennessee used to own it. Was a lot better when they used to own it. I can tell you that straight. Hazelton, forgot his first name, but yeah. So this is the Interstate 5. That way goes to Sacramento. That way goes to Los Angeles. Los Angeles is about 120, about like 120 miles, I guess. It only takes a few hours to get there. Like those trucks right there, they'll be down at the Grapevine. They call it the Grapevine. That's where they have to go over the hill. They'll be at the Grapevine in like 3 hours. Yeah. And it's probably snowing tonight. And from me talking, all the windows getting all freaking fogged up. So let me try to roll these windows down so that the windows don't get fogged up. Then you can't see out. Oh, but it's loud. It's loud. It's loud and proud. Half these people, they don't even have CB radios no more. In the old days, every one of these dudes would have a CB radio talking smack. A lot of these a lot of these guys are some real, well, we won't talk about anything negative. But let me move this down a little bit there. A little bit more. There we go. This is my privacy rubber thing there. There we go. So, I'll let you see out here again, since a whole bunch of people came in the room. So, I just talked to you. It's a little bit cold. It's really freezing. You know, it's winter time. December and January is freezing. I need to get a dumpster so I can throw my bed away. Let me check to see how good the signal is. I might have to put it up on. Let me see the signal. Oh, excellent signal. That signal's excellent. You know, I just have to rough it January and December and January, but it gets so cold. I mean, you would not believe it. And you know, I mean, you could probably put a beanie on, but a beanie gets, if it's not pure cotton like this is pure cotton. But if it's not pure cotton, it's just, it's aggravating. And so I got to get through these 2 months. I've got to get through 2 months, 2 months of winter. And, well, there's a car right now that is for sale right now. I could go down and get it right now. I'm just waiting for them to call back. Well, I'm not going to go do a deal at nighttime, not with all this crazy stuff going on. But yeah, it's right here. You know, usually you can get cars, but you have to go to Los Angeles, or you know, and you buy a U-Haul. Speaking of U-Haul, there's a U-Haul. See that U-Haul right there? No, you can't see it because that truck just went. See it? Oh, you probably missed it. But you can get a U-Haul and to go haul that stuff. But if you go to Sacramento or Manteca, Turlock, or San Jose, I mean, they got these cars all over all these places. It's going to cost you about $500 just to tow it. Now, I do have car insurance where I have the long distance towing, but this car won't even make it over there. It won't make it over the hill. So I'd have to go to the next town and buy a U-Haul and jump through all kinds of freaking hoops. And I mean, these cars sell in 24 hours. They had a 2016 right now over in Ceres, California. It's over by Stockton, actually. And the guy had it for it only had 2 dents on it. He didn't show the dents, but he said it had a dent. It had a dent on the passenger door, on the front and the back. 2016 for $1,500. And but I'm like, what? I have to jump through all these hoops. So I checked it. I told him, he says, I want to make sure you know what you're getting into. And I said, okay, I understand, all this stuff. And I told him, I said, at that price, they don't last more than 24 hours. I said, but since it's Thanksgiving, I said, it'll take 48 hours. 24 hours later, it was sold. So they got one right now in Fresno for $500 more. It's 3 years older. It's a 20, no, 4 years older. It's a 2012, and but it gets more range. It's got 70 miles of range on it. With this damn thing, I can go to Walmart whenever the hell I want to. Um, so I was just waiting for him to get back to me on Facebook. I told him I can go in the morning, go grab it in the morning, right? I mean, they're all over the place, but few and far between are local, right? Clovis, Fresno, Bakersfield, Tulare. Um, Usually, uh, they're not available very much, but there's one right now, local, because um, somebody just listed one over in just 25 miles away at the next town. It's like 27 miles away, or like 29, 30 away. Um, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from here. And he listed it. That one was $3,500. I think it was $3,500. I don't remember, yeah, but I think it was $3,500, and it was sold in less than a day. So everybody's catching on that you can charge these things for free. That's what's going on right now. And so if I roll up the windows, it'll fog up the windows. But these things are too loud. So yeah, if it was a newer car, a newer electric, you could just turn on the defroster. But so we'll see. I need the car. I definitely need that car. And so I better grab it right now because in 24 hours it'll be sold. So all I'll do is I'll drive down there, I'll grab the car, then I'll call my insurance company and tell them that I need to have my car towed, and and then just drive it back here. I just have to figure out where I can charge it. When I get halfway here, I'll figure that out, I guess, later. But yeah, I guess you would want to see it charged. I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, because they have an onboard charger, and this one's it's the base model. So I don't know if somebody put an aftermarket fast charger on it, level 3. That's where you just plug it in and a few minutes later it's all charged up. Where if you use level 1 and level 2, that's like basically it's like a battery charger that's in the back seat. I know this because I saw the dude down in San Bernardino replace one. So, the battery chargers, if you don't have a fast charger, you could, you know, have some issues. But I could always call up AAA anyway, tell them to finish, bringing me home. But yeah, that's one thing, you want on it is the level 3 charger. And that's on the SL model. This one that's up here right now is the S model, but it's got 70 miles of range on it, right? That'd be worth getting it. And even if you did, I've seen the guy. You know, I know how to do electronics, and I saw him. He shows how to replace it. Basically, plugs right in, except for something you have to take off down on the bottom of the car. So that would probably be a kind of an issue. You have to get to the bottom and take a bolt off to take the battery charger out. But hopefully it works, right? I mean, I guess I'd want to talk to the person on the phone first to make sure it does charge up. And to make sure, see if it has a fast charger. If it has a fast charger, you don't even have to worry about it, right? Because a fast charger doesn't use a battery charger, it uses DC. It bypasses it straight 400 volts or 500 volts, whatever. But anyhow, um, over in Stockton, well, first it was San Jose at the mall, and then, like, not even 24 hours later, then they had the shooting in Stockton. And I'm like, I'm psychoanalyzing these people, right? And I'm like, these, man, I'm, I'll just be honest with you. There's something not right with these people. I don't know what they're finding them in that music, but you couple that with what they're programming in their head with, basically, since the time you can crawl, you know, they set you in front of the TV and starts programming you. And I'm thinking, like, what kind of parents raise these freaking monsters? And so fogging up the windows. So I'm just like, I'm trying to psychoanalyze them, right? And and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, these dudes don't care about going to prison. One person in here. I'm like, these dudes, they don't care about going to prison. Some people are built like that, right? Some people are not. You'll go bananas. You will flip your lid in there. Others, it's like no big deal. They're used to it. They know how the whole system functions. They talk about, they know exactly how much time they'll do and this and that. It's like old hat for them. And a lot of these people, I think, would rather be in there than be out in the cold during the winter. They know just how the offense to do to get them through the winter. And and so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it doesn't bother them to go to prison or to jail. As a matter of fact, I think they'd rather go to prison than to go to county jail. And so, not only that, but I think subconsciously, I think some of them, as they go through the revolving door, it's like
the cops, law enforcement, and them are playing a game. And they're like, you, it seems like you're a good candidate to be in jail, right? They're gonna feed you in here. They're gonna, you'll do all, you can play basketball or whatever, and um, and at the same time, we have some work to do, right? They want the people in jail for their jobs, right? They like this crap. They like going down and chasing these dudes down and freaking having gunfights with them. Because law enforcement officers don't get tested for drugs. I told you, I knew this one person, and he used to be in law enforcement, and he told us straight. He said, there's no feeling like being high on dope, meth, and driving around with a gun and a badge in FRESNO, California. And so, I mean, after if there's a somebody who gets shot down by the police, the dude doesn't even have to go down and take a drug test. It's pick and choose who they want to drug test. You don't believe it? Look it up yourself on AI. I did research on it after that thing that happened in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's starting to get cold out here. But that, I don't know why that dude's sitting down there with his lights flashing. But I think it goes deeper than that. And, you see, I'm not trying to do law enforcement bashing. There's good and bad in everything, in every profession. But it seems to me like they like to get touchy-feely with those dudes. They can't keep their hands off them. You remember the one I was telling you about, what had just happened in Las Cruces like 2 years ago? That one dude, there was no reason for them to do that bull crap. They could have been out doing something productive, but they just can't keep their hands off these people. And it's like they like to fill up on them. And now the people over in Oakland are saying that they are filling up on them and putting their fingers up them and stuff. It's not me just saying it. Listen to what's going on over there in Oakland. It's a freaking madhouse. But what's so weird about this, what just happened here in Stockton and in San Jose, these mass shootings with, children, an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 14-year-old, they don't care anymore. Okay? But what's weird about this is that this area where this happened at is the most concentrated area of billionaires. Go in and find out yourself. Check AI. This area, San Jose and Stockton, has the highest concentration of billionaires than anywhere in the nation. So you take this one incident that happened. This could be that they're trying to disarm the people. Okay, they've been trying to do that. They're trying to disarm the public so that they will be the only ones with firearms. So these are the kind of things that the Secret Intelligence Agency does. They do stuff like this. Look at the Vietnam War. Okay? Do research on the Secret Intelligence Agencies. This is what they do. This is nationwide, right? They put this all across the nation. Okay? Anytime they do something like that, it's suspect. Because that's their main modus operandi. That's their most powerful tool. Okay? And so if you stop and think what is really going on, what's really going on makes that look like a walk in the park if you knew what was really going on in some industries that nobody has talked about, and I won't talk about it either. But if you do research and read some of these books of these people who are banned, like Kevin Trudeau and David Icke, you'll be able to connect the dots and put the pieces together, and you'll finally realize what's really going on. Because what's really going on would make that look like a walk in the park compared to what other people are doing right now. People that you roll the red carpet out for. And so there's this one guy, and his YouTube channel, I just found his YouTube channel. He's out of Cincinnati. And his YouTube channel, his name up here, up on top, on these vertical live feeds, is Mr. Community, I think it's 509, Mr. Community 509. It's Mr. Community in 3 numbers. I'm not sure which numbers it is. I think it's 509. So he's on here, and he walks around, and he's telling you all these different things, basically like what I'm telling you. But he won't tell you that, what I'm talking about, right? I wonder if he's figured it out. If you read Barry Lyons' books, you'll be able to figure it out. And so he's sitting here and he's saying all these things. There goes the highway patrol. And he's saying all these things, and but he's walking around the town like this, showing you what's out there. He only put the camera on himself once for like 2 minutes. So this is a little bit suspect. Okay? So I'm telling you who he is, but I'm letting you know I don't know what his thing is. Okay? There's a lot of opposition being put on here by the secret intelligence agencies, basically like COINTELPRO. The same thing that was going on back in the 60s, where they were fighting these people with guns and brutalizing the community, is going on now on these vertical live feeds. The camera is more powerful than the gun. So they're on here pretending to be regular people. So you always got to remember that. But he's saying everything basically like I am. And he set up a whole bunch of things to go check out. So I went in and I checked them all out last night. And I'm like, no, I'm not with it. I'm not with these movies. I'm not with that crap. And I'm like, and then also he said, check this out, check this out, check this out, check this out. So he says some really good stuff, but he says a whole bunch of other stuff that, that can send you on a freaking wild goose chase. And so, like he said something about Jordan Maxwell. I think it's Jordan Maxwell or Cash Maxwell. And I'm like, nah, I don't believe this dude. To me, the dude looks evil. Okay? And so he's saying all these things, and he's got the camera turned, right? The camera's facing like this way. And he's walking around the city, and he's talking, and he's talking, and he's walking around the city, and he's got the camera facing that way, forward-facing camera. And then he mentions Kevin Trudeau, right? which you know I promote Kevin Trudeau, at least his book that he wrote. And they put him in prison for like 10 years, almost 10 years. And David Icke. These are like the two number one whistleblowers. But in my view, they are suspect of being extraterrestrials themselves. Okay? But these are like the two main ones. Hence, why do you think they've got David Icke banned in 30 European countries? Can't even visit there. They don't want him talking to the people about these extraterrestrials. Okay? They say they don't want him talking to them because of what he was saying about something else, which is freaking bogus. Well, no, in Europe, it's because of the extraterrestrials. They come out and they say it. Here in the United States, they make up this bogus idea, bogus excuse. Hence, why do you think they have David Icke banned in 30 European countries and banned on the two major social platforms here in the United States, Facebook and YouTube? Okay? And so he mentions them. He says, David Icke, he calls him David Icke, right? He said David Icke, which is understandable because it's spelled I-C-K-E, but really it's David Icke. And he mentions Kevin Trudeau. He actually showed his book. I don't know what the hell he was doing walking around carrying this book, unless there's somebody, an accomplice of his, who handed him a book, right? Because he's walking around out there. What the hell would he be doing walking around with this book? These books are freaking heavy. And so it is kind of questionable, but here's my main critique. Okay? Here's my main thing. If you're going to tell people that these leaders are Satanists, our leaders are Satanists and they worship Moloch, they practice Satanism and all the rituals that go along with it. If you're going to tell the people this, which is information that is in David Icke's book titled The Biggest Secret by David Icke, it was written like in 1995. If you're going to tell people this, then why don't you drop some names? Right? I sure as hell ain't dropping no names. But the names are right there in the book. If you're going out there and you're saying all this stuff, all the stuff that he's saying, right? He's coming out and he's saying all this stuff that I try not to say, right? I don't want to catch the heat. But he is. So if you're going to go out there and say all this stuff, naming all these different names, all these different things, I mean, why don't you drop some of the names that are in the book? Okay? So that's bizarre. So I'm just like, if I haven't followed somebody for at least 5 years, they're suspect of being a controlled opposition. Okay? They'll do a bait and switch. That's what I'm saying. So, now the other ones, there's things that they're not saying either, because I think, like I said, I think they're extraterrestrials themselves, especially David Icke. And is because it's getting out of hand. the people are almost up to speed on these freaking extraterrestrials that have been here since the days of ancient Egypt and probably before that. They couldn't put the pieces of the puzzle together. How they can use technology to do all these freaking gene editing and stuff, all the different possibilities of stuff they can do. And and because they've been programmed through mainstream media induced hypnotic trance, through a mainstream media induced hypnotic trance, to push away any idea even remotely suggesting that they are here and walk on this planet. Okay? Because they are reptilian shapeshifters. They are Nephilim, the fallen angels. They go by all different names. Aliens, reptilian shapeshifters, the fallen angels. These are devil worshippers. Extraterrestrial and devil worshippers are synonymous. They are one and the same. Okay? That's what the people can't wrap their head around because of the programming. It's like Manchurian Candidate. Okay? And so they, the extraterrestrials, I'm going to call them Lucifer and the fallen angels, walk on Earth. Whether they're being controlled from something in a different dimension, I don't freaking know, but they walk on Earth. Okay? It's in the book if you read it. Their greatest weapon to keep the people from finding out who the hell they are, which is in the book. If you read the book, why do you think they have them banned? Their greatest weapon is making you think that it is silly to believe that they exist. That's their greatest weapon. Okay, so I've got to go down and take this, get some fuel. And then I got to grab some things. Sun's going down here a little bit. Yeah, this is usually where I usually sleep when doing the seasonal harvest. But right now what I'm doing is I'm coming over here to get some biodiesel, because the biodiesel is clean. And you know, if you get a little exhaust leak, I mean, I know it's still kind of not good, you know, because you got the carbon monoxide. And but that other crap, oh my goodness, that dinosaur crap, the stuff they get from dinosaurs, that stuff is horrible. This stuff is made out of just corn oil. It's made out of corn oil, and let me put my seatbelt on so that maybe won't make so much noise. It's made out of corn oil and candle wax. Candle wax is technically called paraffin, and so that's all it is. It's corn oil and paraffin. So that's why I come all the way down here to get it. And guess how much it cost? $4.50. It went down like, well, it was 69 cents the other day, huh? But last year it was $5, so it went down 50 cents. So that's pretty good, because I'm going through this stuff left and right now that it's so cold, and it's getting expensive. It's really getting expensive. So I'm gonna have to, you know, try not to use as much. Oh man, I forgot to bring my stuff. Can't believe that. So let me grab this stuff real quick. leave that on there for you to watch the people. And I'll grab the stuff. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let me grab this stuff. Shut up. Now, these things are starting to get kind of oily. But what can you do, man? Oh, man. It's like freaking oil all over the place. That's why you need a truck. Okay, $19.71. 4.4 gallons. So that should last me till Saturday, I hope. Hope that lasts me till Saturday. Only one person in here. This is not fascinating stuff for you. There was like 14 people in here earlier. Okay, so what am I forgetting? Okay. I lost my glasses the other day. So now I have to wear these, but they weigh like a pound. And so it's just terrible. Ever since 99 cent only store went out, ever since 99 cent only store went out, it's difficult for me to keep any. It's difficult for me to keep anything. I'm waiting for this guy to close his door so I can get out. I mean, if I had a backup camera, that'd be different. Okie dokie. See, the only thing I don't like about this car is the glare that comes off of the front windshield. Let me see if I can get around here. Because they tried to make it aerodynamic. Actually, I think some of the stuff they designed on it, I think they purposely made it not good. Like putting the cruise control on the steering wheel, right? That was just dumb. So when you turn the steering wheel, it turns the whole cruise control module with it. So it's just stuff like that. But I think they did it on purpose because they wanted the transition to electric to be as slow as possible. So I guess that's all I've got to share tonight. Now I just got to go down and grab me some. Oh, driving around without the headlights on. I wonder if I should put some air in the tire. Get out there and kick the tire. Yeah, lunge that damn thing. Yeah, so unleaded is $4. Medium is $4.65, and then the super is $5.15 for gas. But the diesel fuel is actually cheaper, and that's weird because remember, diesel fuel used to be the one that's expensive. Remember? It used to be diesel fuel that was way more than gasoline. And now diesel fuel is the cheapest. No, it's not. Well, yeah, it is. I think. I don't know. About the same, I guess. $4.59 or $4.49. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it went down another 10 cents, I guess, since last time I was here. But that's about $1.50 cheaper than it was the year before. So what do you think? What do you think is up with Orange Man? I still don't know what's up with it, to tell you the truth. I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, is it really worth it? Just to rattle somebody's cage? How they rattled their cage with the food stamps and go out there and give the people hell out there in the fields, right? But for the most part, I don't see very much stuff, right? It's just been dysfunctional and a waste of money, right? It's just been a waste of money. All the protests that were going on down in Los Angeles, setting everything on fire, trash cans on fire and all this crap. It just seems like I don't know. I mean, there's some major changes, I can tell you that. This industry right here, the trucking industry, has been in the shitter for going on 7 years now. The loads don't even pay what they were paying for fuel, well, back when it was $6 a gallon. But the loads are like, doesn't even pay for the fuel. That's why they're all going under. So yeah, in that regard, I guess there has been changes made, but you know, who knows what's really going on? I really don't know what's going on, but I can't say one way or the other. All I know is that ultimately the creator is in charge, and I know there's a lot of people who are freaking disgusting. They don't get involved. They don't care about the people. Just like today, because um, because today I was like, I I mean the other day I made a video, and I said, or I put it on my Facebook. I said, people are a bunch of freaking selfish, freaking disgusting, freaking animals, right? Sitting here making all these videos showing all freaking peach cobbler pie, freaking roast turkey, and you sitting here, eating and everything. A lot of us, we didn't have none of that. A lot of us can't get to the store to get it. I'm trying to get a vehicle to where I can, go up there and buy myself a peach cobbler pie. Some of us don't have an oven. I told this one guy, I said, I don't have an oven, and he was like, you know, talk crap. And so now this lady, she's showing herself on there, which was clickbait, and here's the turkey, and here's our roast beef, and showing all the different dishes that they had prepared: yams and peach cobbler and cornbread and whatnot, and mashed potatoes and gravy, potato salad, stuffing. And then she goes, so now we're gonna eat, and then after we eat, we're gonna go feed the homeless. And I'm like, that's so freaking bullcrap, right? Why is it look all foggy? I'm like, she's just saying that because word is getting out that they're selfish, right? And so I'm like, you know what? I said, that's unsanitary. You can't go around feeding the homeless. The homeless people don't know what the hell you did to the food. You could have went out and freaking butchered some dogs. They don't know what the hell's in there's no government, oversight on your kitchen. I said, just go give them some money so they can go to a restaurant and buy some food. Right? So these people are like, oh, I do good. I feed the homeless on Thanksgiving, one day out of the freaking year. It's not about giving them something to eat. It's about pulling them out of freaking oppression so that they can take care of themselves. Right? Getting the oppressor's foot off their neck. Nobody stands up for them. They're too greedy and selfish. I'm ticked off. Okay, so that's all I've got for right now. I'm sure there's other stuff, but I didn't have a pen with me right now to write down my ideas. I didn't have a pen to write down, or else I would have had some things to talk about. So I could only remember 3 things. And so that's what I talked about. And so I'm sure there's other stuff, but it'll probably have to be at a later time. I doubt if it'll be tonight, but who knows if I remember something important. Oh man, this is supposed to have the, wait, I think I do have the AC on. So yeah, that's something for you to think about. If you want to check out the guy's channel, he'll probably be live in just a little while. He'll be live. His YouTube channel name is Mr. Community. That should find it. I think it's Mr. Community 509 or something like that. But Mr. Community, I was going to talk a little bit more about this thing that happened in Stockton, but you know what? These dudes are crazy, so I'm not even going to go there. But I was going to do some psychological evaluation. Maybe later on I can mix it in so that, you know, it's not so specific where some dummy would, you know, want to come over and do harm. So yeah, I do have a lot of stuff to talk about, the psychology about it, but it gets into something that is really bizarre. And so of events, the reason why is because of that culture. So I will talk about this later because I think it's something that needs to be acknowledged, and people are not acknowledging it. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you later.